what it stands for, but it's California Amateur MMA, basically.
Okay, you got it. I'll do that for you.
Um,
And let me get it right
and
behind.
under events, you'll see ours right as the top one. Oh, boom, there we go.
Okay,
And
you
if you
want to
scroll
go
down to the bottom,
and we'll work our way up.
let's talk about the championship fights. Uh, it's not quite in order because this is the fight order, but there's so many fights we don't want to keep you all night if you're someone's grandma that's just there to watch. So basically, we have some prelims, and we have the main card packed right in the middle, then some post lims for hardcore MMA fans like myself who will stay till the very end. Um, but basically, right here in the middle, starting with Casey Smith and Angel Ramirez, all title fights. So you got a couple of great guys down from Orange County. Casey Smith's coming up. This guy always puts on a great show. Same with Angel Ramirez. And as you can see, Angel Ramirez is ranked 6th in the state. And so these guys are coming down for a packed house, by the way. We are just about sold out. We've got a few reserve seats left. Everything else, we're talking about a couple thousand people packed into the Commerce Casino. It's going to be awesome. So you got that middleweight title fight. And then we've got 2 female title fights going down, the first of which is Selena Lorigo and Kiara Ramos. And that's for the Camo, which is the California State Amateur Featherweight title. And Lorigo's out of Paragon BJJ, and which, as you know, is a great camp. You got Kiara Ramos coming out of the Guild, and both ranked in the top 10 in the state, and they get that title fight. So I have it on good word these girls are going to throw down. So as you know, the girl fights are always fun.
Yeah. Where's the guild? Do you know where the guild is?
That's one of those questions I was hoping you wouldn't ask me because I've heard of that camp a million times.
Sorry about
But I
that.
have no idea. No, you're cool.
Well, they're gonna put themselves on the map hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are the kind of fights when you have a state title. This isn't. I don't know which is better, our Spar Star title, because we're the best amateur organization around. I don't want to brag, but we are. And then you've got the California state title, so that's just huge for me. The next one is probably the fight I'm most excited about on the whole card. If you look down at Chris Cruz, you'll see his record is 2-5, and that's not actually accurate. He's taken fights in Nevada, out of state, so it doesn't count on his Camo record. He's actually, I believe, 7-5 right now, and this dude fights the toughest people. Like, I don't know what's wrong with this kid. He's 23 years old, but he does not want an easy fight. So he basically has fought the who's who of everyone in California and Nevada. And this guy has called me and texted me every single day for the past 2 months. As soon as this event appeared on Camo's website, Chris Cruz is telling me he wants a title fight and he wants the toughest fight possible, which is this Moro Gutierrez guy, who, if you know amateur MMA, we had him on last summer. We had a special tournament at the LA Memorial Coliseum, which is a really cool event. It's a cool venue, and we had fights there. So he had to win a 4-man tournament, which he did, and he won. You can see one of the belts he has in the picture is the Coliseum Gladiator MMA Championship, which is an that we did through Spar Star. So this kid is like the hot up-and-coming prospect versus the grinder and Christopher Cruz, he's only 23 years old, but he's been through some wars already. And these guys are just going to put on one heck of a show. I seriously can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either. And I'm pretty intimidated by Christopher Cruz, even though I outweigh him by 200 plus pounds. That looks like a legit mugshot in a blue background.
Seriously. I mean, that's what it looks like, but he's like the nicest guy in the world. Like, I've been to his house 3 times in the past 2 weeks because I've had to deliver him more and more. I brought the guy 20 tickets. He sells them 20 more, sells them in a week. I brought him our last 10 tickets today. And he's just like he's the sweetest guy in the world. He looks like a gangster, and he is in the cage, but a super nice guy. You couldn't ask for a better competitor. He loves coaching. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, I agree with you. I actually was able to go to one of the Spar Star events at the Coliseum. It was amazing. At first, when you hear it, you're thinking, "Well, I'm gonna be inside the Coliseum, so cool! Like I never been there." And then you get there and like it's all lit up. It was a really cool event. You had all the lights in the background, having the big Coliseum signs, and it was a super fun event. Oh, let me. I've been asked by someone to zoom in on this card. They can't really see. So let's zoom in a little more. Then I'll just kind of. My bad, Art. There you go. So where were we? Yeah, here's Christopher Cruz. But yeah, it's a great event. I can't wait to do my second Spar Star event. And I'll see you guys on Saturday. So it'll be really cool.
Oh man.
Hopefully, Christopher Cruz doesn't listen to this and goes, "Oh, I see you. You want to make fun of me, huh?"
Don't worry, we're cool. I'll put in a good word for you.
All right. Yeah. Then since he's in Long Beach, or hopefully it seems like he can come to our studio, and then we can get an interview with him about his last fight. We have an open door to Spar Star. You guys are always welcome to come here. Bring your guys in here. Call me. Tony calls me. Whoever calls Dondo. We always got a spot for you guys here.
Man, we really appreciate that. And let me tell you, Christopher Cruz will absolutely come on your show. You tell that guy he's welcome, and he's in. He loves MMA. Like, he wants to coach, he wants to ref, he wants to be on every single card. This guy's good for the sport.
Cool.
And if that wasn't enough, we had the main event of the evening. Not only is it for the California State title, it's also for the Spar Star title. These girls have fought twice before. You can look at Jasmine's record and you can say 4-4. That's not that great. But what really tells is ranked number 3 in the state there. 2 of those losses are to Oneida Diaz. Both Spar Star fights before. The first one, there was an injury. And then the last one was about a year ago. And it was an awesome back and forth fight until mission. So this is just completing the trilogy, and it's going to be an excellent fight. Jasmine is the type of fighter who's just tenacious, just comes forward, throws strikes. She's called the tap out queen, which is a good name. I'm sure she has great submission skills, but I've never seen her try and do a submission. She's trying to knock your head off.
Yeah, I actually got a chance to watch one of her fights at the Coliseum, and what she reminded me of, like a little Melvin Manhoff, like a female Melvin Manhoff.
Yeah, seriously.
And she was fighting some lady who was a giant, and she was just like, it looked like she was like a foot taller than her. I'm like, geez. And I mean, Jasmine was putting hands on her for the first round. Half of the second round, she was really doing very well. But that other girl was just like, kept coming forward. She was like a zombie. I was like, geez, how many punches can you take?
Yeah. It was a great battle, back and forth. And Jasmine might have ran out of wind a little bit in that one because she hit her so many times. But
yeah, that tall girl just ate it. She's like, okay, just keep throwing them at me. I'm just gonna keep eating them. I'm like, geez.
Yeah. And on the other side, Oneida Diaz, what do you say about her? She's undefeated. She's the California State champion. She's the Spar Star champion. Training at a Gooch training. Fun fact for you: her boyfriend is CXF champion Georgie Garcia, who I'm a huge fan of. So they're a real MMA power couple that you'll probably see in the UFC one day. Wow. But both beasts in the cage and just the sweetest girls you could ever meet outside of it.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, right there's a picture of the Coliseum. Scarlett Flores, the picture.
Yeah. You see, she's 1-0. That was her win at the Coliseum. Great place to do it.
All right, let's talk about some of these fights. So we're going with these. These are the four right here. These are the 4 title fights, or except for Chris.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, those are 4 title fights with a total of 5 titles because the last fight is for 2 titles.
The last fight is for 2 titles.
Yeah, California State and the Spar Star title.
Got it.
Um, and it's that. I mean, that's as far as I've been around. I've never seen amateur fights with 5 titles. I mean, that's just crazy.
Are they
but
legit?
but we're
Are they
doing it.
legit?
Go ahead.
No, saying they're legitimate titles.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're not like just
We've got
made up.
the
Made up. What's that? You know, intercontinental. I don't
yeah.
know. But you
Well,
know
I
where
mean, yeah, yeah. We don't make up titles. The way we do it at Spar Star is you earn a title shot, you get a title shot, you win that title, then you have to defend it or get out. We want real champions, and it's all about, especially in the amateur ranks, it's all about building into great professional fighters. We want these guys to be able to go straight into Bellator, Combate Americas, the UFC. Um, so this is just, I mean, if you can put the Spar Star title on your resume, it's a great start.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I have a one of our guys in the chat says his name is Arturo Ramos Jr. And it says if you need medical support, he can help. He's a certified EMT.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, works at Chalk, I believe. And yeah, if you ever need someone, he said let him know.
Nice, nice. I'll see if Tony needs an extra person. We've got so many fights. We could use somebody.
Yeah. So let's. Do you mind if we go back up to the first match?
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, Steven Espinoza and Joseph Dorado. You know anything about these two guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Espinoza's that guy that a lot of people don't know about. I believe he's. I can't see because my face is right there, but I think it says he's 1-0.
Yeah, it's yeah 1-0.
Um, and he's just a killer. He's got a great taekwondo background, and he wants to go in there and hurt people. So he's a guy you could see a lot from in the future. On the other end, Gerardo is only 22 years old. He's a guy down in Orange County that just loves to throw hands. He's one of those guys that we love having him in the organization. He brings his crew out, and he always on a show. I believe his last Spar Star fight with us, he actually lost, and you could tell the guy just wanted to get back in there and fight somebody else. So super just want to be around. That's just really inspiring.
Wow. So Calvary Chapel Church Boys. Huh? So he's also got some wrestling background. Calvary Chapel guys
I
are
believe
pretty.
so. I haven't seen it. I just see the hands, but yeah, you gotta have that wrestling base.
Yeah. Can you see the names or are you still blocked?
Yeah, no, I can see him. And fight number 2, Jason Edwards. I don't know a whole lot about him. Obviously, he hasn't fought before. The guy across from him, I've only seen him fight once, and he was doing. I mean, he won obviously, but he was doing all kinds of funny. I don't know if it's kung fu or what, but he was in the ring like. I was like,
Oh,
this
he's
guy's
doing.
cool.
Maybe he's doing the Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's one of those guys he's an entertainer. Um, so I'm looking forward to that fight. Yeah, I really don't know what to expect. The one fight between the guys, you know, they could come out and do some crazy stuff. Um, in the third fight, I haven't seen Randy Robledo, but Miramontes has fought for us before. Um, Guy really brought it. Ishmael Mahano, coming out of CMMA. I know we've hung out there before. Those guys under Chad George have really got it going on. Um, Danny Silva in the fifth fight. I haven't seen him fight before. I believe this is his first time for Spar Star. But I brought him a load of tickets, and I got a phone call later on asking to bring a few more tickets, and my response was, "Oh, just have your people buy them online. If they use your promo code, you'll get credit for it." And he's like, "No, man, my people don't have the internet." And I was like, "Okay, I'll bring you some tickets." So he's gonna have that good family support there, which is always cool. Lupe Miranda is another guy. Fights out of Alliance. which is a great camp. Obviously, I believe he did win for us last time we were at the Commerce Casino, so we had to have him back on. The next fight, I think, has potential to be fight of the night. You got Tawan Lee fighting out of King's MMA. He's 3-0, and just a great stand-up fighter. Really young in the sport, and he could go places. The guy he's fighting, Jordan, is out of Saxon Muay Thai, which is one of those camps that I just have tremendous amount of respect for. Those guys, I showed up to deliver tickets. Apparently, that's the only story I have is delivering tickets. And in the middle of their Muay Thai class, and I opened the door, and it was just this fog coming out, this fog of dudes and chicks just beating the crap out of each other. But it was just such a good energy in there. I wanted to hang out in the stinky fog. But yeah, guys like Georgie Garcia, who I already mentioned, and Alan Jobin fights out of there. The guy who runs it is Julio Trana, and yeah, just a phenomenal camp. And Jordan's just like the perfect fighter out of there. Got great ground skills, and he'll beat you up on the feet.
Cool. Do you know if this is King's MMA Huntington Beach, Hollywood, or like LA or Anaheim?
I do not know. No, I'm not sure.
And then,
but we'll find out Saturday.
Yeah. And I think that I did want to mention about this weekend, though, because you did mention CMMA, Ismail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been hanging out with Chad. I mean, you guys know, like, well, you know personally, not everybody, but you know that we hang out with Chad quite a bit, and we follow him around and shoot stuff with him a lot. And we've been doing every single one of his seminars since he started. And so I think it was our fifth one maybe that we went to this weekend. We're hanging out with him this past Sunday. Yeah, man, he teaches a great seminar. I really like, his concept about, sports. I mean, combat jiu-jitsu. And he has great seminars. So if you guys are interested in combat jiu-jitsu or even jiu-jitsu in his headlock series, check out Chad George. I'll be releasing a bunch of clips and highlights of his seminars for everyone in the next coming month or so. He's got some more. Phoenix, I believe he's going up north, maybe to San Francisco. But keep your eyes out. If you can take a Chad George seminar, go ahead and do it. It's well worth it. Because right now it's a pretty decent price, but eventually as this push comes for combat jiu-jitsu, submission only, people are going to want to get more involved with that. I'm pretty sure those rates got to go up. I mean, it's going to be supply and demand, right? So it's well worth it, right? It's really, really worth it. And even when it goes up, it's still going to be worth it. Chad's a great teacher, a great dude. So big up to the homies at CMMA. Also, Southgate with Mike Hermosillo. That's one of our boys, man. So if you guys are in that area, go check them out, CMMA.
Yeah, Chad George is one of those game changer guys, that has just made moves in the grappling world. I always have that image of him that first time he was in the combat jiu-jitsu tournament at EBI, and he's on top of somebody, and he starts throwing the slaps, and he's bap, bap, bap. And you can see the other guy, the jiu-jitsu guy's just hating it. And, Chad's got a background in MMA as well. And I just see this pure joy in Chad's face as he's slapping the crap out of this dude. Just a phenomenal grappler. Good guy, too.
Yeah, that's why they call him the Savage, right? He enjoys some pretty odd things, I bet. I mean, yeah. I've been in his training camps. I've been watching him, take beatings and punishment, and he just sticks his tongue out, smiles, throws a little shotgun, keeps moving. I'm like, bro, that doesn't look fun. I remember this one time he goes, okay, class is over. Let's do the, victory walk and let's run. Let's do this stuff. Class is over. Training's done, right? For me, when I hear that, like when I used to train, I'm like, thank God I'm done. Then when everybody's leaving, he goes, oh, by the way, don't forget your 50 push-ups and the 100 sit-ups or whatever it was. I'm like, no, you said practice was over, bro. It's over. And all these guys are there just still working out. I'm like, man, do not want to do that.
That sounds like the whole workout there. Sit-ups and push-ups.
Yeah, 100 each. I'm like, what?
Ugh, I can't even do it.
Yeah, I know. So we got who we got next? We got we're on to this next one. I
uh,
can't say the name. I'm not gonna.
Patea, I'll butcher it. I'll butcher
Okay.
it. Yanok Kapushian, I think. That's probably wrong, but um, he's a real exciting guy coming out of the main event gym. And his opponent, Nick Patea from All In MMA, it's Mike Rush's camp. Uh, cool little story here. I'm posting for our Instagram, and I posted Yanok's poster. This is yesterday or the day before, and immediately Nick Patea's teammate Haiti Sukar comes on. He said, "Yanok's going to get his ass." just commented out of nowhere, and so he and Yanok start going back and forth, and so basically we have a good fight at our next card, which will be May 26th, I believe. It's the Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, but a great social media beef. And Nick Patea got on there too, and he was like, "Hey, bro, I can't wait to fight. Let's do this." So I like a little bit of this excitement. So we should have a good fight on Saturday and one to come as well.
Yep.
In the next fight, I don't know too much about the guy on the left who I can't see because my face is in the way. But Rick Zaleta is another guy coming out of Saxon Muay Thai. Just phenomenal character and like great Muay Thai. I think he does his jiu-jitsu out of, I forget, it starts with a C. But anyways, he's very well-rounded, and I think he's in line for a title shot if he wins this fight.
Cool.
But just a great night all around. So many good fights, and even in these guys who are just debuting, which is a lot of them. Most of these guys have a lot of experience. You never know what you're going to see. You know, if a guy has one or no fights, he's out there trying to figure out who he is. You know, and it might be a good idea to throw a flying knee right off the bat, or a flying whatever. So look for fireworks. Oh, and we still have more fights. These are the post limbs.
Yeah, you know what's very interesting? This number 15, Samson Dorf. Did he take a picture of his yearbook?
That's what it looks like. Well, I mean, he is 20 years old, so that might be his yearbook picture.
That is awesome. Let me take a picture of my yearbook. That's crazy.
You know, so that's all I said. You need to pick camo side, so that's what he had.
It's like,
What,
I mean, these days, can't you just walk around and tap somebody? Hey, can you just take a picture of myself on my cell phone, or selfie? Right? You take a selfie? No.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I respect about this guy, without even really knowing him. Is, you know, he's not a selfie. He's like, yeah, I took a picture from 5 years ago. I need another one.
Yeah, he's like, I never need to take a picture. That's okay.
The man's man.
Yeah. That he.
we got Samson. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you continue with number 13. Okay. I think that's where we're on 13.
Pettigrew and Flores is the other one. And that's a great women's fight. Pettigrew's coming out of Alliance MMA, and as we talked about earlier, Flores made her debut at LA Memorial Coliseum of all places and won. So should be exciting. I think that's the first post limb. So typically, a lot of people leave after the main event. I don't think that's going to be the case tonight, or on Saturday rather, because everyone loves a girl fight, and these girls are going to bring it.
I did not notice till right now that there is actually someone sitting on the cage in that little picture. This whole time, I didn't realize she's in the cage, on the top of the cage in that picture.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
In both fight 14 and 15, Oliver Alonso and your buddy Samson, both coming out of Verdum Training Center down in Marina Del Rey. So I would imagine those guys have some good jiu-jitsu, but I think we'll see. I know also in fight 15, Artur, I'm going to mess up his last name, Arutinian or something. He's I got hooked up with him from you probably know Karan Darbidian used to fight in the WEC amongst other places. That's his coach, and he's been telling me about it for months. He wants to bring him along properly, but Karan says this guy get to the UFC. He's got something special, so I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, yeah. Karin's a super cool dude, man. He not only did he fight, in WC and all that, he also fought for our promotion, Long Beach Fight Night. So we're familiar.
Nice, yeah, awesome. 16, Bruno Casillas. The guy's taken a lot of fights. He's fought some of the best fighters, which is why he's ranked number 9 in the state, even with a subpar record. And Pedro Lecco, who I believe, all in MMA, yes, is where he is. He's up to number 6 in the state right now, which is crazy. I'd imagine if he wins this fight, he'll be in line for a title shot. Those guys at all in MMA are killers. Zach Takas, I don't know that much about him, but I looked him up the other day because I was curious. This guy's 2-0. And he's got some TKOs, so he should be an exciting one to watch. I know Robert is exciting. I met him at one of the shows this last summer, and what's awesome about him is punctual. I'm notoriously to get places before anybody else, but he actually beat me there, and as everyone else is late for the weigh-ins, we got a chance to talk a while, and I'm probably gonna blitz, but he's been through a lot, like had his drugs and stuff when he was younger. He got it's one of the hepatitises, but he's since been cured, and he transferred to anyone, which he had to go through all kinds of crazy testing just to fight, because a lot of times fighters will bleed all over each other. But just a really cool story of what he's been through, and he fights Muay Thai, he fights MMA now, and he won his first fight there at the Coliseum, and I'd imagine he's got a good future ahead of him as well. So this could be a really tough fight for both guys.
Yeah, it'd be fun to watch. I mean, he looks pretty serious. Robert Perman looks very serious. But
Yeah.
here's another thing about like how I feel about records, especially in the amateur ranks. You can look at these records all day, but that doesn't really tell you what they've been up to, what changes they made, and what they're doing. I mean, records in the UFC, and when you get up there, even they're not always the best precursor to what's going to happen in the fight all the time. But I think in the amateur level, a lot of them make strides and progress so fast between, one fight to the next, 2 months, 3 months. Sometimes at that lower levels, they make huge strides.
Yeah.
And you never know.
Breakthroughs.
Yes, sometimes they'll be like, well, I just lost. I'm tired of losing. I'm going to work less and fight more, You never know if these guys have two jobs or, like, what's going on in their lives. Maybe they had school, work, and then training, and it's just not being able to dedicate as much as they can. And all of a sudden, they come out in the next fight, and you're like, hey, that's not the same kid that was out here last time, was it? He goes, yeah, that is. I'm like, something's changed, right? So it's always exciting.
Yeah.
Can't always just look at the record. You got to get in there and just kind of just watch the fights. And, Spar Stars puts on very professional, great, well-run events. Camel does a good job, too. So put them together, and you got a great card. It's not like don't get me wrong, I like the Indian casino events, most of them, but some of them are kind of strange. I've been to one where they had like people arm wrestling and punching each other and trying to submit each other while they're like chained to a arm wrestling table. And
That's,
others where
who is that? Who's there's an awesome Gary Goodridge.
Yeah.
Used to do that. That's
There's
awesome.
Gladiator Challenge, and James Irvin I think was on one of them too. So that's kind of crazy. And it was an interesting show. But I've been to other ones where they're like, hey man, we don't got a guy to fight, and and they're scrambling in the crowd. Anybody want a six pack
Yeah,
of beer? I'm like, that's crazy.
it
Homeboy's gonna go
is.
in there for $40. All right, but I mean,
Exactly. I mean, you can't do that when Camo's regulating or the
right?
California State Athletic Commission is, but on an Indian casino, unfortunately, you can. So I mean, as long as there's good fair matchups, it's MMA is awesome, but we try and take that to the next level. Excuse me. We want to make a platform for these guys to build into their professional careers, whatever they may do after this. And we just try and put on the best event possible. Um, and I think it turns out great. Obviously, our the man, the CEO, the owner, the everything, Tony Padilla, is extremely dedicated, and all he does is fight stuff. He's constantly working for Bellator, for Combate Americas, working on his own stuff with Spar Star, and I think you really see the love and the passion come out in the events. Excuse me for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a water break too.
Um, and so obviously, Tony is in charge of putting these together, but he's got a great team. And for this event, usually we go with one matchmaker. Most all events have one matchmaker, and there's a lot of strategy involved when you bring in a second matchmaker. And it's been tough, and there's been a lot of challenges. But working with two matchmakers for this event has really, I think, made for an even better fight card. We've got Anthony Calix, who's been with us for a long time, and just a phenomenal matchmaker, and Heather Hyatt, who's also awesome. She's made matches for a lot of different organizations. She's with us right now, and with the two of them together, I think they're the two best in California, and the results speak for themselves. We got an awesome card, and it's going to be super cool. And the house is going to be packed. What's funny is usually for different fights we've done, we're always worried about people showing up. We got to sell tickets, got to sell tickets, got to sell tickets. For this one, we're worried that we're going to have too many people there. And no joke. So it is going to be slammed and awesome.
That's great.
I may have said that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't wait to watch the fights and be a part of everything and kind of talk to these people live and get some interviews and make some new connections and learn more. Um, like we've got OTM live on Mondays. We cover more of the professional mixed martial arts and whatever in the California scene and and a lot of pro wrestling as well, and pretty much anything coming to combat sports. Then we got Gym Crashers live on Wednesday, who focus on Southern California mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, and any combat sports that we can get in here. Then we also have Gym Crashers, where we actually go out to other places and try to learn what other people are doing out there in the mixed martial arts community, what they're training, what we can learn new and bring back to our people and bring back to everybody on our that watches us on their platforms, whether it be YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or wherever platform you can find us on, which is really cool. So I'm glad to be there and get out there, get some interviews, pump Spar Stars, promote local fighters, promote local promotions, and never know, man. I could be shaking the hand of the next world champ, UFC, veteran, next Hall of Famer. Who knows, right? Or
Yeah,
who knows?
exactly.
Maybe something weird like the next Donald Trump.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I mean, as in the president, like out of nowhere. Okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
this guy's running for president. I remember.
Like,
I remember when you
I'm
beating
like
somebody up.
the next hotel baron who became a reality show host and then became president. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I have a question. Did you see that
Yeah.
the front flip from the LFA fight this weekend?
Ah, man, yeah. I didn't see it live because I think it was later in the show or like a post limb. But yeah, I saw because everyone was getting crazy on social media. Yeah, that was tough to watch. Um,
Yeah, I was crazy because
but
he dropped a giant hammer down on the guy's head, and knocked himself out on homeboy's knee. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And the worst
Yeah.
part
It's
about it
not
is,
really one.
go ahead, go ahead.
It's not one you want to celebrate, anyways. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty lucky that you won, anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
So
gonna say. Like, how you gonna go take credit for that one and then just get overly like excited and just disrespectfully just front flip off somebody's back?
yeah, I mean, it's crazy that you would do that, anyways. I'm always super impressed by two guys that want to knock each other's heads off and then hugged out afterwards. Like every respect. You're a fighter. I'm a fighter, and this kind of thing really sucks, especially for casual fans who are just getting into the sport. I'm constantly telling people these are good human beings. They're like a lot of fighters are some of the best people I've ever known. They're hardworking, dedicated, and they're not these crazy animals that you think they are. It's not fights. These are good guys. And so when I see something like that, I want to hide it. I don't want anyone to see that because that's garbage.
Yeah, because I mean,
So
just one thing like that. I mean, that's what they're gonna look at. That's what the media pays attention to, and that's what's gonna spread. They're not gonna spread two dudes picking each other up off the floor after a fight, hugging it out, and just shaking hands like competitors and gentlemen. Because that happens 10 times over. I mean, 100 times over before
oh,
you get one guy
time's
doing a
over.
front flip. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the bad publicity, and then one bad thing, we got to fight months and months and years just so people forget it, to realize that we're
yeah,
not all like that. So that's pretty ass backwards uphill challenge for what we what we're all involved in.
yeah. And I saw a headline. I didn't read the story because I was just flipping. But apparently that guy gave a sincere apology. He felt bad about it, so he deserves a second chance as well. But he should probably be punished with a suspension or something. I don't know what he's going to get.
Yeah, yeah, he did get a DQ, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that sucks, but he deserves it.
yeah. And then there's a also like big event this weekend was the Gary Tonin debut. Do you know much about that?
Well, I mean, I know Gary Tonin, but I didn't know his debut is finally happening.
Yeah, his MMA debut happened this past weekend. He fought a
Well,
Muay Thai fighter, and he
I hope
dropped
he
him.
looks.
He did, dude. He even like rolled into a truck position, and I thought he was just gonna like start going into his to maybe like a leg submission or like maybe like a banana, some kind of like crazy submission, but he just used it as a sweep, got back on top, and I mean like his stand up like started getting better and better and better as the thing went on. At first, it was just like, ooh, I don't know about this. The next thing you know, like he just clips on a 1-2 and just drops the homeboy. And I'm like, wow. Then he finishes the
Whoa.
fight with some vicious elbows. They pull him off the guy, and then he decides to drop the people's elbow like on the ground, like he just runs out and just. I'm like, Tonin's a beast. That's so funny.
Yeah. So his hands look good.
Yeah, yeah, his hands look good. I mean, you're not going to underestimate that guy. I mean, he fought a Muay Thai fighter that I'm assuming has 30 plus 40 live Muay Thai fights. Yeah. So,
Really?
yeah, a legit Muay Thai guy. So, I mean, I don't know if he's like some kind of world champ or anything, but I know for a fact that people have told me that guy like is a legit stand-up fighter.
Yeah.
And Tony put
That's
the hands
pretty
on him.
impressive.
Pump,
Yeah.
yeah, Tony put the hands on him. Yeah,
Woo.
man.
I
Michael,
love seeing them.
is there anything else you would like to talk about today? Because I mean, dude, you helped me out big time because we would have had no show without you. Because everybody would have like, I mean, I don't know what to talk about. I had two subjects, which was toning and the front flip, and that was pretty much it. So I mean,
Nailed them both. Well,
but
let me tell you, you gave me a lot of courage today because when I first met you, you said I do everything but on camera stuff. I never go on camera. I don't do that. And I've been hiding from people all week because I'm in the middle of some dental work and I'm extremely vain. So I want to be pretty and I'm going to be pretty again soon. But right now I've got redneck teeth and I really don't like it. But you gave me courage to come on because you got in front of the camera.
Oh yeah, man.
You're an
I, I'm
inspiration.
I am not the camera guy. It's funny. It was a high school thing when I was in high school. I heard Method Man say something once and it stuck in my head. He says he'd rather be the Mac in the back than the chump in the front. I'm like, huh. And it stuck in my head like, well, I don't always have to do something be in front of attention at all times. I could just be in the back chilling and just doing my own thing, right? Like I took that to heart since I was a little kid. So it's weird that, like, I'm not too much for the lights. I'd rather be behind the camera, helping people out or trying to do some kind of geeky tech stuff that I like to do. But I mean,
Yeah.
because I don't think I could have done it with much other people. There's probably three people out there right now that I'll do a web call with. That's you, Adam Woods, and James Dominguez. Those are the three.
Adam
That's it.
Wood.
Those are the three people that I'll ever like. I don't mind like getting in front of the camera, doing a webcam with them, and like just going over stuff because I'm comfortable with you guys. I know you guys are super cool people. Man, if you guys don't know James Dominguez from the Punchline, he's with Kelly Pavlik, three-time world championship boxer. They got a show tomorrow, podcast. Check him out. It's called The Punchline. He's hilarious. And everybody knows, my homeboy Adam Woods, or our homeboy, according to Woods. He's also on our YouTube site. Whatever interviews he gets his hands on, he puts them up for you guys. Stay in touch with him. If you want to know about all these local fighters you see here, he'll probably have something on them sometime, eventually, if not already. I know he's got Zalata. He did Zalata recently.
Yep.
So, I mean, Adam Woods puts in work. He's like, I don't know how to say it.
He's a hustler.
Hustler. He's the hardest working single cameraman interview person that we have in Southern California. I don't know anybody else that puts in as much work as Adam Woods.
Have I told you about the cage story?
Please tell.
I'm going to tell you anyways. Yeah. Okay. So during the Coliseum Gladiator MMA Championships, Adam Woods wanted to come on, but for whatever reason, he couldn't get a media pass. So he contacted Tony Padilla and asked if he can come. And Tony said, yeah, I'll give you a ticket, but you have to help take down the cage afterwards. And Adam Woods was like, yeah, no problem. Let's do this. So I always, that's part of my job is taking down the cage, but Adam Woods is right in there with us, grabbing big old hunks of metal and disassembling everything because he's down to do whatever it takes. He constructed cage before.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, he amazes me. The dedication he has to the sport, the love and passion he has for the people of it, and he's always trying to do things right, which I like about Adam. He's always trying to do right by people. So he's got like my utmost respect, and that's why I like having him a part of our team, a part of our crew, and just being a part of our family. So, I mean, same with you. I've only met you in person once, but after that day, I was like, oh, dude, this is the homie too. Same. People.
You're my boy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. The feeling is mutual.
Yeah, and if you have never seen any of his YouTube stuff, I'm going to tell you guys right now what I respect about it. It's clean. It's concise. You've heard him speak already. He speaks, very, very well. It's well thought out, and I can't wait to see his YouTube, videos progress and when he has time because he's always busy. But to get them out, you got to watch them because they're clean. They're not like other people's. They're not like mine. They're not a bunch of rambles. They're like just clean thoughts. They're well paced and it's clean, and you don't have to spend an hour and a half listening to him of all kinds of just stuff. He just gets it right perfectly. So check him out too. Anything you want to promote? Any websites or social media you want to promote?
Well, my favorite thing is Instagram at Dominance and Prominence. That's just like it sounds. You'll probably have to Google it at Dom Prominence. I love Instagramming. But I'm going to hit the videos hard, Robert, as soon as I get these teeth fixed and can stand to look at myself.
Yeah, man. And like I said, you know me, I'm always willing to help you. Can't wait to get you in studio when your teeth are fixed. 'Cause I know you, and the HD cams, you want to look money, right?
Right, exactly. crappy laptop camera, you probably can't tell, but when we get on HD, I gotta definitely make sure.
Yeah, so Chris Dre says, thanks for the show. Hey, man, thank you for putting up with me. Thank you, Mike, for just helping me out. And sorry, guys, OTM Live will be back next Monday, whether it's, the whole crew or part of the crew. But I'll make sure that I'll have the actual guys on, not the producer, not the radio face. We'll get the real guys up here.
You did a great job, man. You kept it going. You kept the ship.
Thank you, Mike. Tony, thank you. See you guys on Saturday, brother. And that's it for OTM Live for tonight. Thanks again, everyone. Good night.